How would you define how you describe a person? Right? In other words, what makes someone unique? Well, I think what we see is you can tell a lot about a person by what it is they love. Right? When people love the same thing, when they're thankful for the same thing, when they're joyful about the same thing, right? It binds them together, right? It knits them together in a very special way. Well, as we are continuing our theme on gospel partnership, looking at Philippians 1, right? We are seeing that Paul and the Philippian church, they have this intense love because of their partnership based in the gospel. They have joy, they have gratitude over the same things. And what if we as brothers and sisters in Christ, what if we had joy and gratitude over the same things, and our relationships, right, were really firmly rooted, based in the gospel? All right, so I'm going to dive in. I'm going to read Philippians 1, 3 through 5. These verses are so incredibly rich, and here's how it reads. I thank my God every time I remember you. In all my prayers for all of you, I always pray with joy because of your partnership in the gospel from the first day until now. So, how many of you desire that you would love a group of people to such an extent that you were always compelled to pray for them? Right? How many desire that you would, the prayer for others, right, this love for others, it would not be obligatory, it would not be rote, but rather it would be steeped in great joy, right? And I think the reason Paul is able to do this is because their partnership, their relationship, right, it is rooted in the gospel. It is rooted in something so solid. So let's define this. Like, what is a good definition of partnership or fellowship? Biblically speaking. And I think what we can say is this, right? The heart of true Christian partnership is a self-sacrificing conformity to the gospel, right? In other words, the heart of the matter is, right, it is a shared vision of what is the utmost importance in our life. And what this leads to, it leads to, in the case of the Philippians relationship with Paul, right, it leads to sacrificial giving, it leads to risking one's life, and it involves really loving one another. Now, when we think of fellowship, right, or partnership, don't we often think of it's kind of the small talk maybe we have after church, or it's, talking about the kids, it's talking about sports, it's talking about the weather, it's talking about our favorite restaurant, it's talking about any number of things. While those aren't bad things, and we should talk about those because we want to do life together, here's the important thing, though. None of those things on the surface are strong enough to hold us together, right? In other words, what must tie us together as Christians is the passion for the gospel, right? This partnership in the gospel. On the face of it, nothing else is strong enough to hold together the extraordinary diversity of people who constitute many churches, right? Men and women, young and old, blue collar and white, healthy and ill, fit and flabby, different races, different levels of education, different personalities. What holds us together? It is the gospel, the good news that in Jesus Christ, God himself has reconciled us to him. All right, so I want to leave you with a question. What is it that you base that is at the center of your partnership, your fellowship with others?